Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Dark Angels and Jason's Blood Angels. So the story that we've got going on here today is that the Blood Angels arrived on this planet, a night household planet, wanting to get some answers because the knights from this planet had partaked in some activities that were a little bit questionable on for the Blood Angels side, and they wanted to get some answers as to what was occurring and why they were doing so. But when they arrived, the Dark Angels were here learning some secrets on better ways to maintain their walkers, so their dreadnoughts and stuff, and to appease the machine spirits of them from this nightly household. And the Blood Angels then asked questions as to what the Dark Angels were doing on this planet. The Dark Angels never like having people ask them questions. They're the ones who interrogate, not the ones who are interrogated. So, needless to say, push came to shove, and eventually bolts were being exchanged between the two sides. So that's the story that we got going on. We are going to be playing... which one was it again? We're doing we were playing Contact Lost. So that's going to be one of the Maelstrom missions from the main book. Essentially, it's you draw. That's the one where you draw like 6 objectives, right? Yeah, that's like where you draw generates 1 tactical objective at the start of the first turn, and if you have fewer than 6 active tactical objectives, they must generate 1 tactical objective for each objective that they control. So for each one of these objectives that we control, we can draw an objective up to a maximum of 6. So that is the mission that we're going to play. That's the story that we're playing here. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment, a vanguard detachment, and a super heavy auxiliary detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a lieutenant and a Primaris lieutenant with a power sword and a plasma pistol. We have 3 5-man scout squads with bolters. We have a 5-man devastator squad with 2 las cannons and 2 heavy bolters. We have a mortis pattern dreadnought with 2 twin las cannons. Then for the vanguard detachment, leading it off, we have a venerable chaplain dreadnought with a close combat weapon, underslung heavy flamer, and twin las cannon. We have 2 venerable dreadnoughts, both with close combat weapons, both underslung heavy flamers, one with a twin las cannon, the other with an assault cannon. And a 3-man aggressor squad with bolt storm gauntlets. And last but not least, for the super heavy auxiliary detachment, we have an Armiger Warglaive with a melta gun. So for the Blood Angels, he'll be running a battalion detachment and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have the Sanguinious and a Primaris captain with a stalker pattern bolt gun. We have 2 5-man scout squads, 1 squad with close combat weapons and bolt pistols, the other squad with bolters and a heavy bolter, and a 5-man tactical squad with bolters, and the sergeant has melta bomb. We have a ball predator with twin assault cannon and heavy bolter sponsons, and a regular predator with predator autocannon and heavy bolter sponsons. And for the vanguard detachment, leading it off here, we have a captain with a jump pack, a storm shield, and a thunderhammer. We have an 8-man sanguinary guard squad with 4 Encarmine swords, 4 power fists, 4 Angelus bolt guns, 1 plasma pistol, and 3 Infernus pistols. We have a sanguinary ancient. And last but not least, we have a Redemptor dreadnought with heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, underslung heavy flamer, and Redemptor fist. All right, so deployment for the Dark Angels here. We have my 1 scout squad back over here in this corner. We've got a regular lieutenant here. We've got the Mortis dreadnought. We've got the venerable dreadnought with the las cannon. We've got the chaplain dread. We have the aggressor squad. Then we have the other venerable dread with the assault cannon. We have another scout squad in the middle here. We've got the Primaris lieutenant on the bottom floor there. We've got the devastator squad inside the building here. We've got the Armiger Warglaive back behind them over here. And we've got the other scout squad over on the side. Going over deployment now for the Blood Angels. We've got his tactical squad back in the building over here. We've got the Redemptor dreadnought, the 2 predators. We have the captain, or the captain, Primaris captain over here. We've got the Captain Sanguinious up on top over here. He does have visions of Sanguinious. We've got the Ancient, and we've got the Sanguinor. In the back here, we've got the them Golden Boys, the Sanguinary Guard, and we've got Scout Squad over here and Scout Squad over here. So that is deployment. Everything's on the table right now. So, as of right now, though, the Dark Angels will be going first, unless my opponent can seize the initiative, looking for a 6. No, does not get it, so we'll come back to you with the tactical objective drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, so the first card that I drew here for turn 1, you draw 1 tactical objective each turn. After that, you draw based upon what objectives you hold. I drew Kingslayer, so we'll see what happens here. His is going to be Slambo himself is going to be his Warlord. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement phase, turn 1 here. My Scout Squad stood still. My Lieutenant stood still. My Mortis Pattern Dreadnought stood still. This Venerable Dreadnought moved up. So did my Chaplain Dreadnought. So did this Venerable Dreadnought. My Armiger moved up over here, looking around. I've got my Lieutenant moved up. My Aggressors moved over towards this end. The Scouts stood still. Devastator stood still. And these Scouts stood still. So that's it for the movement phase. I should say that he spent, my opponent spent 2 CP on... whatchamacallit, it's Forlorn Fury, because he has Vision of Sanguinious. He is Death Company, so he moved him up over there before the first turn started. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Armiger Warglaive is going to fire his Thermal Lance into his Redemptor Dreadnought, and he's going to fire the Meltagun into the Sanguinary Ancient. So we're going to start with the Thermal Lance. It's Assault D3. Getting 1 shot. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that into 3 shots. Do I get it back? I do not. So 3 shots hitting on 3s. That is going to be 3 hits. Strength 8, so wounding. Whoop, get back here. Wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds. AP -4 into Redemptor. Just go straight through. So D6 wounds each, and not in melter range. Getting 6, 7 wounds. And now the Meltagun into his Sanguinary Ancient over there. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. Oh no, wounding on a 2. Toughness 4. That's a wound. AP -4. +1 because he's in cover. Looking for a 5 up. No, goes through. So that's going to be D6 wounds. 2 wounds. 2. 5 up. Feel no pains because he's got the Banner of Sacrifice. No, go through. All right, so my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought back here can see his Redemptor Dreadnought there. He's going to fire. Got 4 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. So that is going to be 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 3 wounds. AP -3, so 3 6-ups. Making none of them. That is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds. Does he blow up? That is dead. No, he does not blow up, but that is first blood. My Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire into his regular Predator over there. 2 shots hitting on 3s because he moved. All right, so he moved, no reroll there. This is going to be wounding on a 3. 1 second. And I am not within 6 inches of my lieutenants, so no good there. Womp womp. All right, so now my Chaplain Dread is going to fire into his Predator over there. 2 shots hitting on 3s because he moved. Not rerolling that 1. Getting 1 hit, 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP -3 +1 because he's in cover and 50% obscured. So looking for a 5 up. No, goes through. So this is going to be D6 wounds. 4 wounds. My Devastator Squad is now going to fire. The 2 last cannons are going to fire into his Predator, and the 2 heavy bolters are going to fire into the Sanguinary Ancient over here. Greens are going to be the heavy bolters. Red is going to be the Signum last cannon, hitting on a 2. Yellow is going to be hitting on a 3. All right. So these are going to be wounding on 3s. These are also going to be wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. All right. Yep. So that is going to be 1 last cannon that's going to go through. 5 up save for him because he's got cover over there. Good on that one. And then we've got these are AP -1 +1 because he's in cover. 2 up saves. Fails one of them. Takes 1 wound. Oh, 5 up. Feel no pain. Ignoring wounds because of the banner.
How many CP do I have left?
You've got 5 CP left.
I'll burn 1.
He's going to burn 1 to make that save. And oh no. All right. So let's see. But he makes the feel no pain, so he's good to go. Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire into the Sanguinary Ancient with his Assault Cannon, hitting on 3s because he moved. All right. Strength 6, so 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant back there. All right, so that's going to be 4 wounds. AP -1 +1 because he's in cover. 2 up saves. Making them all. And now my aggressors are going to fire into the Sanguinary Ancient over there. Only 2 of them are in range. So we've got 12 shots plus 2d6 extra shots, plus an additional 7 shots. All right, 19 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, I'll come back to you with that. All right, we got 13 hits, strength 4, toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. All righty. No 1s to reroll there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds at AP nothing. So 8 2-up saves. Making them all. My scouts over here are going to fire into a Sanguinary Ancient. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, so we've got 3 hits, 4 looking for 4s. That is going to be 1 wound, 2-up save. And he's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Armiger Warglaive is going to charge into his Sanguinor and the Ancient there. So the gold is going to be the Sanguinor tossing a crack grenade, and the whites are going to be the Angelus bolt guns. These are all going to be hitting on 6s. Nope, no hits there. So his charge distance, 6 inches. Ooh, I think that, oh, that did make it because the Sanguinor was within 6. All right, so now my Armiger Warglaive is going to attack into both of them. He's going to put 2 attacks into each. Red are going to go into the Sanguinor. Green are going to go into the Sanguinary Ancient. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, 1 miss on each. These are going to be strength times 2, so strength 12, wounding on 2s. All right, so that's 2 wounds. So we'll do the one on, which one do you want to do first? Let's do the Ancient first.
Yeah, sure.
So it's going to be AP -3, so looking for a 5-up save. Ooh, and he's good. And then onto the Sanguinor. 4-up save. And he's good. All right, so first we're going to go with the Sanguinor into my Armiger Warglaive there. So he's going to have, what is it, 6 attack or 5? 5 attacks, +1 for his aura. So it's going to be 6 attacks total, hitting on 2s. All right, so
he's not within range.
Not in range of the reroll 1s for the captain there. So he's got 4 hits. That was a hit too. Yep, 4 hits. These are going to be strength 6, so would be wounding on 5s, but because of Red Thirst, wounding on 4s. All right, getting 3 wounds.
-4.
AP -4, so those just go straight through.
D3 damage.
D3 damage each. 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3, so that's going to be 7 damage. And then the Ancient's going to attack. He's got 3 attacks +1 because of the Sanguinor here, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, all but 1 hit. These are now going to be strength 4, so he would be wounding on 5s, now wounding on 4s. All right, so there's 2 wounds at AP -3, so looking for 6-up saves. Show me that fill faces. Got 1. 1 goes through. D3 damage. 1 damage. All right, and that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. I did not get Kingslayer, obviously. So we will come back to you after with the cards singular drawn for the Blood Angels here on turn 1. All right, my opponent drew defend objective 1, which is way back over here, so going to be a little bit difficult to get that one. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Blood Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Blood Angels here on turn 1. His Ball Predator, thank you very much. I knew it was a specific one and I couldn't remember the word. Ball Predator moved up here a little bit. This Predator stood still. The Captain stood still. These Tactical Squad moved up out of the building over here. His Sanguinor and the Ancient both fell back out of combat, which is a little bit of a misnomer since they came forward out of combat with my Armiger Warglaive. The Sanguinor actually has a rule that allows him to charge even if he fell back, so he is still just as much a threat with his fly and what's nots. Then he spent a command point on what is it? Upon Wings of Fire, and moved his Sanguinary Guard from the back there and dropped them down over here, 9 inches away from my Dreadnoughts. He moved up. Did they advance or just move?
They
advanced up here. His scouts advanced up over this way. These scouts back here stood still, and his Sanguinious jumped up over this right over here in the midst of everything, which is where they like to be. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off, the tactical squad here is going to fire into my scouts. So we've got 5 shots hitting on 3s. All right, that is all but 1 hit. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves because they're in cover over there. Making 1, failing 1. All right, so now his ball predator is going to fire the heavy bolters into my scouts over here and the twin assault cannon into my armored warglaive. So we're going to go with the heavy bolters first. So this is going to be 6 shots. These are going to be 6 shots coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he moved. All righty, re-rolling 1s because of the captain over there. All right, getting 3 hits. These are looking for 3s to wound. That is all wounds. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. 4-up saves. And I failed 1 of them. And now the twin assault cannon into my armored warglaive. Rerolling 1s because of the captain over there, but hitting on 4s. So that's going to be a fair number of hits there, not bad. 7. These are now going to be strength 6, toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. Alrighty, so that is going to be 5 wounds there. 5 AP minus 1, so looking for 4-ups. Oh no! Failing all of them? This was a 3. Oh boy, he is, yeah, he did. Does he get to explode? Yep, he will explode. We'll come back to you with that. All right, he's within 6 of the ball of both of the predators. So we'll go with the ball first. D3, 3 mortal wounds into the ball predator, and then D3 into the regular predator, doing 2. All right, so now his predator over here is going to fire heavy bolters into my dude bros over here, and he's going to fire the predator cannon into my mortis pattern dreadnought. So we're going to go with the heavy bolters first, hitting on 4s because he's in the 2nd profile, but did not move. Rerolling that 1 because of the captain. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. 4-ups, making 1, failing 1. And the Predator autocannon firing in there, hitting on 4s.
2D3.
Oh, 2D3 shots, sorry. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5 shots. Pretty good. These are going to be hitting on 4s because, again, didn't move, but 2nd profile. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. All right, not meant to be. So that's 3 hits, strength 7, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, so looking for a 4-up. Nope. So that is, what is that? 3 damage straight through. All right, the scout squad over there is going to fire into my venerable dreadnought up over here. So they're going to have bolters and the heavy bolter. So the gold is going to be the heavy bolter. Whites are going to be the regular bolters, hitting on 3s because they didn't move. All right, there's a 2 there. Yeah. And these are now going to be wounding on, all of them wounding on 5s. All right, so we got 2 wounds there, AP nothing, so 3-up saves. Failed 1. He's a venerable dreadnought, so 6-up ignores that wound. Whoa, throwing dice all over the place. Show that Phil face. Nope. So now Sanguinary Guard are going to fire this into my mortis pattern dreadnought with 2 Angels bolt guns plus the plasma pistol, and then the other 2 Angelus bolt guns are going to fire into my venerable dreadnought here. So we're going to go with the 1s into the mortis dreadnought. The gold is going to be the plasma. Are you going to supercharge? No. No supercharging here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, all hits, wounding on 5s and 4. All right, so there's 3 wounds from the Angelus bolt gun. Those are AP -1, right? So looking for 4-up saves. Failing 2 of them. And into my venerable dread, hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, no save. Venerable ignoring wounds, nope. Okay, so now the Sanguinor and his Captain Slambo are going to throw crack grenades into my Chaplain Dreadnought over here. So these are going to be crack grenades hitting on 2s. All right, that is 2 hits. These are going to be strength 6, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -2, I believe. 1 second. All right, AP -1, so looking for a 4-up. Yeah, he's good. Woo! And now the Ancient is going to throw his crack grenade into my Venerable Dreadnought. So that is not a hit, but re-rolling 1s because of Captain Slambo. That is a hit. Looking for a 5. That is not a wound. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. Captain Slambo here is going to charge into my Chaplain Dread and my aggressors. When I went to go get my dice for the Overwatch, my opponent reminded me that he has the Angel's Wing backpack, so I cannot shoot Overwatch. I cannot shoot Overwatch into him, so he is just going to charge in here. His charge distance. Yep, that's in. And the Sanguinor is now going to charge into the aggressors. That is cocked, but I still think regardless, yeah, he is way in. All right, so now Sanguinary Guard are going to charge into both my Venerable Dreadnought and my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought. I am going to fire Overwatch on these guys because they don't have fancy backpacks. I mean, they're pretty fancy, but they're not so fancy that I can't shoot them. So we're going to have 6 twin las cannon shots coming into him over here. These are going to be hitting on 6s. All right, getting 3 hits. Oh, that's good. I'll take that. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds, AP -3, so 5 up saves. Making 1, 2 go through, so we'll do 1 at a time. Oh no, because they're not within, oh yeah, 1 at a time. Still have 2 wounds each. So the first one is a dead guy, and the second one is a dead guy. I'll take that. All right, and my opponent spent 2 command points on Descent of Angels, so that means that he gets to roll 3d6 for this charge. It's going to be looking for 9 inches, and he's in. All right, so we're going to start off the fight phase with Captain Slambo over here. He's going to spend his last command point to give him Red Rampage, so that's additional D3 attacks. That's cocked. Giving him an additional 3 attacks, so he's going to have a total of 8 attacks because he's got 4 base, plus 1 for Visions of Sanguinious. Since he is Death Company, he gets +1 on the charge, plus an additional 3. These are all going to go into the Chaplain. All going into the Chaplain Dreadnought, so these are going to be hitting on 3s because he's got a Thunderhammer. All right, rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so these are all hits. These are now Strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. 2s to wound because of Red Thirst. Reroll 1s because of the banner. All right, so that is going to be 4, 5, 6 wounds there. AP -3, so 6. 5 up invul saves on the Chaplain Dreadnought there. Yep, making none of them. So he is dead because those are 3. Yeah, oh, well, those are 3 damage each. Oh, 1 second. All right, so his Warlord trait was Artisan of War, which gives +1 damage to his weapons. So this damage, his weapons are going to be 4 damage apiece. We got 24 basically venerable saves here. Looking for 6s. I've only got 8 wounds, so I can only fail 7 of these. The rest all need to be 6s. So basically I'm looking for 17 6s on these 24 rolls. Can I make it? My brain says no. My heart also says no. Odds, also in the no category. But my faith in the Emperor says, give it a shot. So here we go. Looking for 6s. Show me those Phil faces. No, he is dead. He is way, way, way dead. I made 4 of them. So yeah. So yeah, he did. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 command points. Do I get one of them back? I do. So it's going to cost me 1 command point, and my Venerable Dreadnought is going to interrupt and punch into his Sanguinary Guard. So I've got 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s. That is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -3, so looking for 5 up saves. Making none of them, and they're not in range of his Dubro there, so that's going to be 3 dead guys. All right, so now the Sanguinor is going to attack into my aggressors over here. He's got 6 attacks because the +1 for himself. These are going to be hitting on 2s. That is all hits. Strength 6, right? So looking for usually 3s, now 2s to wound because of Red Thirst. Rerolling 1s because of the Ancient. Oh, 1 second. Nope, he was out, so that's going to be 4 wounds into there. These are going to be AP -4, so that's just going to go straight through. What is it? 1 at a time, right? D3 damage? Yep. They D3 damage, so 1 at a time. So first one is a dead guy. That is also a dead guy. And, ooh, but that's going to be the 3rd dead guy. All right, so now the Sanguinary Guard are going to attack. 2 guys into this Dreadnought, 1 into this Dreadnought. They've all got fists. The one over here is going to be gold. They all get +1 attack because of the Sanguinor being within 6 inches of the unit. So here we go. These are going to be looking for 4s to hit because of unwieldy. All right, 1 second. All right, so 1 hit on each. Strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. We'll do AP -3, so we'll do on the Venerable first. That's going to go through, D3 damage. Doing 2 damage, 6 ups, ignoring. Nope, takes those 2. And then onto my regular Dreadnought. Under my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought, no, that goes through, D3 damage. 3 damage, he's dead. Does he explode? Oh, he does. All right, each unit within 3 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds, so we'll do my Scouts first. 2 mortal wounds. Boop. Boop. Then we'll do into my Lieutenant. 2 mortal wounds. Down to 2. And then into his Sanguinary Guard. Doing 3 mortal wounds. All right, so that's on to my guys now. My Lieutenant here is going to attack in. He heroically intervened over there. He's got 4 attacks because of the chainsword there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting rerolling 1s because of himself. So that's going to be 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 2 2-ups. Makes them both. And now my Primaris Librarian. My Primaris Lieutenant is going to attack into Slambo over there. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that is all hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. So that is 2 wounds. AP -3, so 3 up invul saves because of his Storm Shield. And he's good. All right, so that is it for the Blood Angels turn here on turn 1. We've got morale test over here. These guys lost 3 from their squad. +2 is good. His Sanguinary Guard, are they fearless? No. You lost, so you lost 6 from the Sanguinary Guard squad. So it's going to be 6 plus. 4 is going to be 10. You can re-roll that because of, and they shall know no fear, into a 5. So that becomes 11. They are gone. All right, so that is it for the Blood Angels turn here on turn 1. My opponent did not score his objective, so we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, so I drew Scour the Skies, Secure Objective 4, and Secure Objective 6. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels. Movement for the Dark Angels. Scout stood still. Lieutenant stood still. Dreadnought stood still. Dreadnought stood still. Lieutenant fell back. Devastator squad stood still. Scout stood still. Scout stood still. So the only thing that moved was Lieutenant falling back out of combat with Slambo. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting with the shooting phase, my Devastator squad is going to fire into Slambo. I'm going to have spend a command point on Hellfire rounds on one of my heavy bolters there. Let's see if I get it back. I do. So I now going to have the greens are going to be the regular heavy bolter. Red is going to be the Hellfire heavy bolter. I'm going to give that the Signum. And then the 2 yellows are going to be the las cannons. So these are going to be hitting on 3s and 2. All right. Rerolling 1s, but no 1s there. So this is going to be D3 mortal wounds. Well, 1 mortal. I'm going to spend a command point on that one. Into 2 mortal wounds. Do I get the command point back? I do. So he gets 2 mortal wounds. So these are going to be 2 5-ups, 6-up. Feel no pains because of Visions of Sanguinious. Makes 1, so he takes 1 mortal wound so far. These are now going to be wounding on 2s and 3s. All right, rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. All right, so we've got 2 at -1, so those are going to be 2 3-up saves. Failing both of those, 5-up ignoring wounds, 6-up ignoring wounds, making 1, failing 1, so he's down another wound. And then we have 2 las cannon shots that are going through, 3-up invul saves. Failing 1, D6 wounds. Going to be 3 wounds. If he fails all of these, he's dead. Oh, and he fails them all. So that is Slambo gone. My Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire his Assault Cannon into the Scouts over there and Heavy Flamer into his Sanguinary Ancient. So we'll go to the Heavy Flamer first. D6 hits. That is going to be 4 hits. These are strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP -1, so 3 up saves. Failing 2 of them. 5 up, feel no pains because of the standard of sacrifice. Making 1, failing 1. And now the assault cannon firing into the scouts. Hitting on 2s. All right, that is all hits. These are going to be strength 6, looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. So that is 6 wounds at AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, so 6 4-up saves. Failing 3 of them. 4 of my scouts in here can see his Sanguinary Ancient. They're going to fire their bolters rapid fire, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve since they didn't move. That is going to be, that's going to be 6 hits here. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Alrighty then, 2 wounds, 2 2-ups. Making them both. My lieutenant here is going to fire his mastercrafted bolter into the Ancient, hitting on a 3. Rerolling 1s because he didn't move. Grim Resolve, that's a hit. Wound on a 4, nope. My scouts are going to fire their bolters into the Sanguinary Ancient. That's all hits. That is 2 wounds. Not, oh no, they're within range of the lieutenant over there. So that's 3 wounds, 2-up saves. Oh, and he failed 2. These are going to be 5-up, feel no pains. No, he goes down. My Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire Heavy Flamer into the Sanguinor and the Twin Las Cannon into his Ball Predator there. So we're going to do the Heavy Flamer first, D6 hits. That's going to be 4 hits. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Alrighty, so that's going to be 3 wounds at AP -1, so 3 3-ups. Oh, he's in cover, so 2-ups. So he still fails 2, so he just takes the 2 damage. And now the Twin Las Cannon shots into the Ball Predator, hitting on 2s. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, that is 2 wounds, AP -3. Makes 1, fails 1, D6 damage. 5 damage. And these scouts here are going to fire into his Tactical Marines. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. They didn't move. That's 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. 2 2-ups because they're in cover. Ooh, 1 is dead. All right, so now that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. My Venerable Dreadnought's going to charge into the Sanguinor over here. Overwatching with a crack grenade. Looking for a 6. No hit there. His charge distance is already in. All right, so starting out the fight phase over here, my Venerable Dreadnought's going to punch into the Sanguinor. I've got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. So that is going to be 3 hits. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this. So that is, do I get the command point back? I don't. So that is going to be 4 hits, wounding on 2s. All right, so that is going to be 4 wounds. AP -3, but he's got a 4-up invul save. So 4-ups. So fails 2 of them. That's 3 damage apiece. That's 6 damage. He is dead. All right, so that is it for at the end of the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. This scout squad needs to take a morale test. They lost 3 plus. 5 is 8. Do you guys still have your sergeant in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, still has the sergeant, so they are good to go. So at the end of the turn, I scored Scour the Skies because I killed something with Fly, which are these 2 guys over here. So that is 1 point there. I got Control Objective 6, Secure Objective 6 over here. I also got Kingslayer as well. So that's D3 victory points for that one. So that's going to be 1 victory point for that one. So I got 3 points for that turn. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Blood Angels on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Blood Angels. His scouts over here stood still. These scouts over here advanced into cover onto the objective. These 2 Predators stood still. His captain moved over a little bit so that he is within 6 inches of these guys who moved up over this way. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. Sorry, I forgot to show his cards. He got Secure Objective 3, Area Denial, and Defend Objective 1. So we will come back to you after we'll show you the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off with the Tactical Marines here into my scouts, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. All right, wow, real good. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. All right, getting 3 wounds. 3 AP nothing, so 3 up saves. And I make them all. Woo! All right, now the Ball Predator is going to fire everything into my Venerable Dreadnought over here. So we're going to go with, we've got 6 shots from the Heavy Bolters, and we've got 12 shots from the Twin Assault Cannon. So gold are going to be the Heavy Bolters, whites are going to be the Assault Cannon. These are all going to be hitting on 4s because he's in his second profile, hasn't moved. Rerolling any 1s that are there because of the Captain. All right, so we got a couple 2s and 3s. Alrighty, so these are going to be, all of these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting, oof, nothing. All right, so now the other Predator is going to fire into him. We've got D3 shots from the Predator autocannon, so that's going to be 3 shots total there. These are going to be, and the Heavy Bolters, these are all going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of the Captain. Okay, not meant to be. All right, so we got 1 of each. So wounding on a 4 and a 5. Getting the 1 Heavy Bolter, AP -1, so looking for a 4-up save. And he's good. And the Scout Squad over here is going to fire into my Venerable Dreadnought. Heavy Bolter and Bolter hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. Nope, nothing there. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these Tactical Squad is going to charge into my Scouts. Firing Overwatch here, looking for 6s. Getting nothing, so their charge distance is in. All right, starting the fight phase, the Tactical Squad is going to go first. So here we go, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good, 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 4-up saves. Failing 2 of them, that is the squad wiped. I forgot, my Chaplain Dreadnought was my Warlord, so he's got Slay the Warlord. I forgot to say that, so Slay the Warlord. All right, so that is the end of the Blood Angel's turn here. He's secured objective 3, and I am outside of 6 inches, but not outside of 12 inches of the center, so he gets the 1.4 area denial. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. All right, so I drew Hold the Line and the Path of Redemption, which is score a victory point if during my turn a friendly Dark Angels unit charged a unit with a higher power rating than its own. So that is what I've drawn. We'll come back to you after the movement phase. Movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. My Scout Squad stood still here. My Lieutenant moved up here, following behind my Venerable Dreadnought that's moving up over this way. Devastator Squad stood still, Scout stood still, Primaris Lieutenant following my other Venerable Dreadnought up over this way, and that is it for movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting with my Venerable Dreadnought, he's going to fire his Assault Cannon into the Tactical Squad, Heavy Flamer into the Ball Predator over there, because they're just outside of 8 inches here. So we're going to go with the Assault Cannon first, hitting on 3s because he moved. All right. These are going to be wounding on 3s. We're rolling 1s because of the Lieutenant back there. Okay, into 2s. So that's going to be 3 wounds, AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, looking for 3 ups. Failing 2 of them. And the Heavy Flamer into the Ball Predator. It's going to be 6 hits. These are going to be Strength 5, looking for 5s to wound. Re-rolling 1s to wound because of the Lieutenant there. Okay, nothing. The Devastator Squad here is going to fire. The 2 last cannons are going to fire into the Predator. 1 Heavy Bolter is going to fire into his Scouts over there. And 1 Heavy Bolter is going to fire into the Tactical Squad over here. So yellows are going to go into the Scouts. Greens are going to go into the Tactical Squad. These are the 2 last cannons. Red's going to have the Signum hitting on a 2. So we're looking for a 2 and 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, getting 2 misses on the Tactical Squad there. These are all going to be wounding on 3s. Alrighty, 1 second. All right, so I'm out of range of the Lieutenant, so I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this. Back into a 1, do I get a command point back? No, I do not. So we've got the, these are into the Scouts. These are going to be, that's AP -1, so this is +1 because they're in cover, 4-up saves. Failing 1 of them. And then the last cannon is going to be AP -3, +1 because he's got cover over there, so looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. So looking for D6 wounds with a 6, and he is dead. Does he explode? He does explode. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so it's going to hit these two. We're going to go with the captain first. D3, 3 mortal wounds, and then into the Baal Predator, doing 1 mortal wound. All right, so now my Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire a Heavy Flamer into the Scouts, Twin Las Cannon into the Baal Predator. We'll do the Heavy Flamer first. So that's going to be 1 hit. That is 1 wound. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. 4 up. They're good. And the Twin Las Cannon on 3s. It's 2 hits. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. So that is going to be 2 wounds. 6 up. Saves. Failing both of those. He's got 2 wounds left, so he is going to be dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. My Scouts over here are going to fire into his Tactical Squad, looking for 3s. That's all hits. Looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. 1 2-up save. He's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Venerable Dreadnought's going to charge into his Tactical Squad over here. They're going to fire Overwatch. No 6s there, so needing an 8-inch charge to get in. That is way in. And then over into these Scouts, my Venerable Dreadnought's going to charge. So 4 guys can see him over there. So that is, actually they get rapid fire, so roll that again.
It's pistols.
Oh, they're pistols. I forgot those guys got pistols. All right, so he needs a 7-inch charge to get in. And I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this. Okay, not getting in. Do I get the command point back? I do. All right, so starting over here, we've got 4 attacks into them, hitting on 2s. That is all hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds, AP -3, so 3 6-ups. Failing them, they are dead. And that is it for the Dark Angels turn. And that is where we are going to call this game with a Dark Angels victory. Yeah, things went downhill pretty quick over there. At the first turn did not go as well as I had hoped it would. And I was a little afraid because when he came back and counter-struck, he smacked me in the face real hard. But I managed to get quite a few licks in there on his turn. And then on my turn, 2, was able to really take out the, a lot of the bite of his list when he had when that we're up over here. So yeah, a brutal game that kind of snowballed there towards the end. But I had a lot of fun regardless. I always have fun. I always have fun when I'm playing against Jason. He's a good guy. So
go ahead and tell him how you accidentally.
Well, yeah. The thing was, I did when we were making the list, I had assumed that he was gonna, because we don't share lists, we just share the army. So he told me that he was bringing his Blood Angels, and I said that I was going to bring my Dark Angels, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to bring my Armiger Warglaive, and then I saw a bunch of my Dreadnoughts, and I was like, that would be funny to bring a bunch of Dreadnoughts. And I thought he usually brings like a whole bunch of bodies. You've seen his list. He brings like a whole bunch of bodies. And I was like, all right, last cannons, I'm killing a few, Sanguinary Guard or a few Death Company. Oh well, like it's not going to make a big deal until he brings his mechanized forces that I just didn't expect to see. So yeah, I think it ended up being a bit of a one-sided victory there, unfortunately, but still a ton of fun. I always have fun with him, and we just, it's fun to get together with friends and roll some dice. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Jason, and until next time, have fun.